Domo. Yo, let's grab something to... Bro, you ruined the edit. I was imagining myself in an edit. Okay, bro. You wouldn't go a day without going on TikTok and finding yourself mesmerized by the edits and audios that you find. You know, the edit isn't complete without the audio. It really helps to tie in the effect of how you feel while watching the edit. Now, of course, with these sounds, you often find we become hooked on listening to them and saving them. This goes on to eventually be 100 sounds that we just save just because we like them. But is it just because we like them, or is there more to it? Let's go through this. You might have seen on TikTok where people post videos that's a point of view of a relatable post where they share that they actually imagine themselves in edits while listening to the audios. In the comments, people usually say this is a case of maladaptive daydreaming. Maladaptive daydreaming is essentially spending a lot of time daydreaming and being in an imaginative state. You're in your own fantasy world that you've created. Now, this isn't common, but because of the TikTok layouts and how the video is presented with the music and edits, it really puts you in a state where you imagine yourself being in an edit. But this is dangerous because it takes you away from reality and it draws you in your own world, with your edits, and it envisions you at a great stature. Now, this might not be to the extent of maladaptive daydreaming, and that's because it's only for a short time of your day while listening to the audios. Because maladaptive daydreaming can go on for hours at a time. But it's dangerous because over time, this feeling you get becomes an addiction, and soon you'll find yourself coming back to these sounds so you can be in your own fantasy land. I've noticed this myself when I've become self-conscious of my behavior, and it really affects my status. It's a very bad habit, and it happens without you realizing. Now that you're aware of this silent habit, I want you to acknowledge your mental state, and that's every time you get the urge to have this daydreaming state. After a while, you'll start to reduce the chance about daydreaming, and you'll start to forget about the edits. If you don't understand what I'm saying, just know if you lean towards playing your saved sounds on TikTok, it could be a coping mechanism, and it may be a habit of daydreaming. Now, of course, this won't apply to everyone, but you should know why this occurs. Oftentimes, when people feel self-conscious, whether that's, not feeling good about themselves, or if they suffer from a mental illness, they'll often play these sounds so they can relive themselves of the stress and be transported to a different world. It's either that, or so they can have the dopamine high, which gives them the good feeling and satisfied about themselves. Basically, it's a coping mechanism, and it's only a temporary solution, because it doesn't address the problem, it only provides a solution. The concerning thing about this problem is that we don't even know it's happening most of the time. And so this behavior will continue until it gets to a breaking point where either the mind snaps and realizes what's happening, or you notice yourself over time doing the thing. Either way, it'll take some time to be aware of this behavior, but hopefully by watching this video, you'll be somewhat conscious of the habit and at least have some acknowledgement towards it. It is possible to fix it, it just takes commitment. Just like any bad habit you want to quit. Have the mentality that this is like drugs, and it'll provide you with that sharp mentality that'll give you the reason to stop. Once you've established that mentality, have a conscious discussion with yourself as to what you're doing when you've got the urge to pull up that TikTok video or that TikTok sound. What are you hoping to achieve when you play this audio? You've just felt self-conscious about your looks or your intellect, and so you feel the urge to listen to that audio so you can feel happy. In that moment, you should fight that urge and remove the desire. I hope by watching this video, you'll start to be conscious not only about the TikTok daydreaming, but also about your behavior once a stimulus hits your senses. Over time, you'll become conscious of every trigger, and so you will know yourself better in the future. And this, of course, is a step towards progression to your fuller self. Now, thank you for watching, and be conscious of your behavior.